Okay, so following on from the previous video about labeling of emails, this one is about the automation of bookkeeping and financial record keeping. And so once the email that comes in is labeled as financial after it's read, then it gets sent off to this AI assistant or AI mate. And so the benefits of doing your finances automatically are that you don't then need a finance person to take the individual receipts, get the data out of it, enter that data into the system, log into the system, even find the right page, get into the right section, enter all the details, put in the address, the amount, all that sort of stuff. It's just done almost instantaneously by a robot, and there's no mistyping of addresses, there's no misdoing of any data. It's all done accurately, it's done consistently. So if you have changeover in people or a couple of different people doing something and they do it differently, the automated assistant is not going to make any mistakes. And so that means that you get real-time financial data because it's all entered immediately with minimal effort. And so what happens is the process is the email comes in, it's labeled as a financial email. So the AI classifies it then as what type of document it is. And so if it's labeled as financial, it's either labeled as a expense or an income. And then from there, there's either a receipt or an invoice. And so once it's then decided what it is of those 4 different categories, there of course is another category like we talked about in the last video. If it's unsure, or if it's just it's talking about finance but it doesn't actually have a bill or anything or a receipt included in the email. It might be like saying, oh, you've got $5 credit left on your account. It'll go, oh, that's a finance one, it's talking about money. But then when the finance person looks at it, it goes, no, that's just a notification. It's not something that needs to be dealt with, so I can just ignore that. But if it comes in and it's a receipt, then it says, oh, hang on, I need to deal with that. So it will look at what the receipt is. So if it's an attached receipt, a PDF, or even a picture, it'll take the data from that receipt. If it's not in the email body itself, it'll extract the information. In my case, because I get a whole heap of US dollars and euro bills coming in, it standardizes the amounts to Australian dollars so that I can report it in my system correctly, and then it uploads that information to, I have a centralized database that deals with it, but it can just as easily be OneNote, Quick Notes, whatever it is that your company or organization uses. And so what I'll do now is I'll get this receipt and I'll take a picture of it with my phone, and then I'll email it to myself saying, this is a receipt for expenses. I won't mention what it is. It's a purchase of a SIM card. So we'll see if the AI recognizes it. So I'll pause it and I'll come back once I've emailed myself and it's gotten into the system. Okay, so this is the picture of the receipt that I sent in. So you can see I've just plonked that down on my desk and taken a photo of it. It's crumpled, it's raw. All I wrote in the email was, here is a receipt for expenses. Nothing more. I didn't say what it was or anything like that. And so I emailed it to my business account so that then it would get picked up as a receipt that needed to be processed. It went through the process and then it plonked it into my system. And so now we can see it here because it's put the date in. as the date that it got entered into the system. It's the amount that was $9, and it's said that it's a Libra prepaid even eco, and that it was bought from Officeworks. And then lastly, if we go into the thing, it gives us a link for where that picture, the receipt, is stored. So if it was a PDF, it would have got stored there as well, but that picture is now recorded as well, so it can be uploaded later on if needed. And so yeah, you can see how the system works. And so it's got the $9, it's got Libra prepaid eco, and it's said that it's issued by Officeworks, which is correct. So you can see that you can get receipts that look like scrumpled messes, and this is a quite old one. This was bought in back in the beginning of June, and we know those receipts deteriorate. And so there you have it. And you could probably as well say that you wanted the location of it. You could get ABN numbers, whatever it is that you wanted to get from that receipt. It'd be able to read it and put it in. So you can see now how you can automate expense claims from your employees, not just the formal sort of emails and PDFs. It can just be an ad hoc picture of a receipt, and it can then get pulled out and put automatically into your accounting software. And then the last thing that I will talk about is you can add a human into the loop. And so at the very last point of the process, just before it gets put into your accounting system, you can have somebody tick it off, just so that it didn't accidentally misread that as being $900 instead of $9. You can just make sure that you can say, oh yeah, what you're doing is correct, please carry on. And so that will reduce your clicks in recording an expense from dozens and dozens and uploading things and manually and entering data manually, through to just reviewing the document, seeing the picture, seeing the outcome and going, that's correct, please continue on. And once you've just confirmed that it's correct, there's nothing else for you to do. It will automatically record it and put it into your system.